Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Um, 1 minute, I'm hearing there's music background somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from. Okay. Um, 1 minute, please. I'm hearing some echo. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, just give me that, please. The volume. Take the volume down. Not by the side there. Yes. Okay. Hello, can you hear me now? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. This is State of the Nation Live. Um, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a one-man band, and sometimes is quite, we do have some hiccups here and there. Okay. So we're all good. We're all good. Maybe let me wait for like a few minutes and then before I start. Today's topic, as you could see, is P2B. Can P2B be the president of Nigeria come 2027? Um, Hold on 1 minute. Okay. So the question is, can P2B be the president of Nigeria 2027? And that's the main subject today. Okay, that's the main subject today, and I don't want to speak alone, so I would like one or two people to come in and opine. If you think that is going to be the president of Nigeria, let us know and tell us your reasons why. If you think he won't, let us know as well. If you think he's going to be a disaster, let us know. If you don't like him, let us know. If you love him, let us know. So, and maybe we'll compare the four guys there, the three, and I added what's his name, Trump, on the list. I will tell you why I added him on the list. But for now, I want to talk about those three: Atiku, Tinubu, and Obi. Okay, Atiku, Tinubu, and Obi. Those three, they will be in the ballot seeking for votes, or well, with Nigerians' style, buy some votes or intimidate for votes, harass for votes. Yeah, different scenario you can think of. So that's where we want to settle today, and hopefully by the end of the day, we'll be able to at least take something home. Because no man is an island. We learn every day. Okay? So, Peter Obi, has he got what it takes to be the president of Nigeria? Has he got what it takes to be the president of Nigeria? That's what we want to know. That's the aim for today. That's the aim for today. So this is the state of the nation, and we talk about Nigeria as a whole. We might dabble into other countries just to pick one or two things there in order to buttress our points. In order to buttress our points. So, if you're coming in, please do us a favor. Please like, share, and subscribe. Um, is going to be a good one today. Okay. Let me put some music wise. Maybe like another 1 minute, then we'll start. Then we'll start. If you're on Facebook, please like, share, subscribe. If you are on if you are on Twitter, please do the same for us. If you are on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, we need your support. Just a thumbs up, and that will go down well for us. So I'll put up a link, and feel free to call in, speak to us, and let your voice be recorded. Let your voice be, you know, in history, so that people will know that, oh yes, that's, we've got someone that called in to express their views. Here we don't we we respect everyone's views. We respect everyone's views. So let me start. Okay, let me start. First of all, our condolences to the victims of kidnappers or victims of bandits. Normally, we shouldn't be doing this, but we know that the business of kidnapping has been flourishing in Nigeria. So let me put that in for now. And okay. So the question is Peter Obi, Atiku, and Tinubu, who is going to be the president of 2027? That's where we are. That's what we want to talk about today. Is Peter Obi going to be the president? Is he Atiku? Is he Tinubu? That picture there of Trump has a part to play. I will explain later. I will explain later. Now, let's pick up Tinubu. At the moment, Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, no doubt. Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, and he's going to be there till 2027. If he does well, let me not use the word well, but if he does well, if he wins the election, he will be there till 2031. So, but the question we're going to ask ourselves is he going to win 2027? Or is it going to be Peter Obi? Or is it going to be Atiku? So that's where we are at the moment. Is he going to be? Is he a 2 horse race, 1 horse race, 3 horse race? So that's why we are here. Hopefully, let's see if we can trash the matter. Let's see if we can trash the matter. Whilst I'm checking my stuff, hold on a second, please. Just want to make sure that it's going down well. Okay, yep, it's there. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So we have someone just came in by the name of Lily. Just came in. Okay, okay. So sorry, just one member. I'm on about three gadgets here. So sorry for the a bit of disruption. Okay, okay. So let's go now. Now, Tinubu has been in politics for ages. The same with Atiku. Peter B, in a sense, you call him a newbie. He just came in, and let me start. Let me start with the young campaigner, Peter Obi. So Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State. He did 2 terms, and then before he finished, he was impeached. I think either once or twice. I can't remember now, by his political opponents. But he later, at the end of the day, finished his tenure. So he served 2 terms, 8 years, and that gave him some you know experience. He gained some experience, and after his governorship, he was moving around town, you know, and he was speaking, had he was just speaking, but he was moving around, conferences. I was speaking, and he struck a chord, you know, and people started listening to him, you know, and the people were, this one is different. This one is different. Look at the way he speaks. He's not a good orator. Okay. But when he speaks, he's saying things that none of our politicians have ever said before. He was providing facts, doing compare and contrast, and people were saying, "Wow." Peter B wasn't talking about I will give you borehole water, I will do the roads. He was a bit different. He appeared as someone who had the interest of the people at heart. He the way he carried himself, the way he carried himself, that struck a chord. And people were wondering, wow, is this man from Nigeria? He was going about without security men, you know. He appeared normal. When he's seen at the airport, or or events, he appeared humble. Mind me, I use the word appeared. He appeared humble, and people were loving him. People were loving him. They say, "Wow, wow!" And before you knew it, they picked him up by Atiku for the vice presidential position, and they campaigned round, 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 but Atiku couldn't pull off the win. The person that won the election was Buhari. Buhari won the election, and people were not happy. Okay. So come now, Buhari and Tinubu, they were in the same camp. Now, Buhari was meant to serve 8 years, which he did. Then it was Tinubu's turn. And Atiku came out again. But this time, the man who was before a vice presidential candidate, um, that campaigned with Atiku, decided, I've gained experience as a governor and as a candidate for the vice president. This time, let me stand on my own. And he came out. And Nigerians were in awe. They saw him, people loved him. He was bringing out statistics, even to the point the Tinubu government now says, now statistics will go chop, if you remember that statement. And Peter Obi became a threat. He had people were volunteering to work for him, the campaigns and here and there. He was transparent. He was, all their candidates were in every. There was no. Let's not go about the mismanagement. I don't know about the mismanagement. But what we know, they were a bit open. The cabals were. I use the word cabal lightly, but the cabals were not funding. It was the people, not the cabals. The people were sponsoring, volunteering to make sure that he wins. And some politicians came out and said, no, don't mind this, this surge is a um, social media politics, that they are going nowhere. There's just about a couple of few people like in one room, making some noise. So Peter B tried. When the election came, he won a couple of states. Lagos, where Tinubu, that was his base. Peter B won the election in Lagos and other places. But according to the news, from what we saw, at the end of the day, Peter B lost the election. He lost the election and people were sad. When he lost the election, he went to court. Now, because he had experience with the courts when he was governor, this time they brought out facts and called the creme la creme of lawyers. They came, they went to court. At the end of the day, the court disagreed with them and they awarded the election to Tinubu. So that's how Tinubu won the election. So BBC came out and said, in the election that happened in Rivers State, which was ascribed to Tinubu, that it was false, that P2B won Rivers State. That particular statement was a dent to the integrity of the election. It showed that the election was not free and fair. Because we know that during the election, many lost their lives. In Rivers State, it got to the point that some youth coppers were beaten to stupor. That was a fact. That's a fact. We saw it on telly. Many people lost their lives. So with that, I'll say the election wasn't free and fair. Now, Tinubu won the election, and people were laughing at Atiku and P2B, and So remember when after the whole thing, P2B cried and they mocked him and said all manner of things, and yeah. So that was it. But he's been going out from one platform to another, interviews, showing that he is going to run again. Before, when Atiku, after he loses, Atiku will run back to Dubai. I think they said that's where he resigns. He will go there and stay. Nobody will hear from him again. When he gets to the new cycle of election, he will come out. But this time there was something different because now P2B has been moving around from one platform to another, and that kept Atiku busy because Atiku for if Atiku doesn't come out, he will become irrelevant. So he needed to. That's why you know Atiku we could hear him now because unlike before, he would just slide away and nobody will hear from him again. So that's why Atiku is still. They are all in the campaign mode. Okay. So, Mr. Patrick, what are you trying to say? Okay. Let me say this. Let me say this. 2027, the question is this time, will P2B win the election? Is he going to be the president of Nigeria? This is where we're going to settle down and let's analyze. P2B is not going to be the only guy. There are going to be at least the three main parties. Before it was only two, but now we have three. An outsider. Now, Atiku has been vying to be the president of Nigeria. Some see him as a liberal guy, regarding the economy. He wants to, make an impact. We're the same with three of them. But in all these, ethnicity is present. What do you mean? Let me tell you. So Atiku is Yoruba, P2B is Igbo, and Atiku is the Hausa or the Fulani. So at the moment, at the time of recording, 28th of November 2025, some parts of Nigeria sees at Tinubu's government as a Yoruba government because they they've all agreed that Tinubu has given more portfolio to the Yoruba section, unlike the northern section. Now, I'm not don't want to include the Igbos because the Igbos have been um, have not been they do give them position, but not as the federal character does not go down with the Igbos, put it that way. So now, if I take you back to Buhari, when he won, he all the top jobs in government were given to the northerners. Were given to the northerners. 1 minute, please. Let me. 1 minute. Let me check something here. Mm. 1 minute. Mm. 1 minute. Just want to make sure that's my. Mm. continue. Okay, so now Tinubu is now the president, and because the northern part did not get, well, some of them didn't get the positions they they had in mind, they became unhappy, and they've termed Tinubu's government as a Yoruba government. If you get the game, so now those that are accusing Tinubu of, you know, playing a Yoruba government wants to take their wants to occupy that seat because from their own point of view, Tinubu has not done well for them. Has not done well for them. Now he hasn't done well for them, and so they need to get that position back. But you see, the problem here is the Southerners are not even considered here. You see, the reason why I have given this breakdown is because, as far as some people are concerned, power belongs to the North. Power belongs to the North. And because power belongs to the North, it has become an entitlement by the reason of this um, this ideology. Because it's very clear, Nigeria is a divided country, and some people, you know what? Okay, let's put it this way: the is it when Peter B was running for election, he went. I think he visited almost the whole state, but at the end of the day, he lost. He lost. So let me say this, and it will be on the record that Peter Obi. So I ask a question: can Peter Obi become the president of Nigeria 2027? I don't see it coming. I don't see it coming. I'll tell you why. You see, the for my own opinion, the Biafran war, the Biafran war is the reason. Let me say that thing again. His identity as a Christian is a problem. Unity is a problem because on the northern side they are unified. South, they are not. So that's why I think P2B, it would be a miracle for P2B to win. Atiku has got a chance. Atiku has got a chance because um, the entitlement will push him to the finish line. That's my take because I think we know, we know. You see, I would let me say this. I think Jonathan, who became the president by chance, who became the president by chance, thought that Nigeria was one. But I believe right now he sees that Nigeria is not one. Because upon all he did, remember when he became president by accident, they wanted to get rid of him. The constitution was nothing compared to was meaningless. The aim was to get him out. To get him out because, from my own point of view, his identity. In Nigeria, he was the most qualified because he was a well, they call him doctor. So I think he's a PhD holder. But those qualifications was not a problem. They needed to get him out. And what happened? The politicians and the big men gathered together and they called him names. Now, not only the politicians, even some Pentecostal pastors, writers, you know, came out, mocked him, mocked his policies, and he was disgraced out of office. When Buhari came in, those that wanted good governance saw where the country was going. The country was going downhill, but they had no boldness to come out to make the same move they did for Jonathan. For Jonathan. So, sorry for the door. When the country was going downhill, all the politicians, the creme de la creme, they all disappeared. Because Jonathan gave people the free will to protest. But during the time of Buhari, many were killed. Entitlement. Entitlement. And look at us today. Country going downhill. Right now, kidnappers are having a field day, and the country is in a mess. The country is in a mess. So it tells you that something is wrong. The hatred, the tribalism is the reason why Nigeria is where it is. So let me predict here that it is between Atiku and Tinubu. Peter B is already out. If you ask me, Peter B is going to waste his money because Nigeria, the election is not free and fair. If it's free and fair, then you might give him a chance. But it's not free and fair, so I think his chances are quite slim. Atiku, most likely, because Atiku, the Northerners will claim their inheritance. That's my position. So let me say this: Atiku will be the the president. Tinubu can be the prime can be the president, and P2B can be the president. Atiku first, Tinubu second, P2B third. But I added Trump. Trump can change the game, just like Obama did. Trump can change the game, just like Obama did. I'll leave it there. Or let me just say this. How will he change the game? He might change the game. Airstrikes, sanctions, isolate Atiku and Tinubu, leave them in the wilderness, political wilderness, to dry up, and support P2B. Case closed. I'll leave it there. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Peace.